India is all set to welcome US President Donald Trump on his maiden visit to the country. Trump, whose Air Force One took off from Joint Base Andrews in Washington, D.C. yesterday, is en route to India and will land in Gujarat capital Ahmedabad at around 11:40 a.m. His wife Melania Trump, daughter Ivanka and son-in-law Jared Kushner are accompanying him along with top US administration officials. In Ahmedabad, hundreds of thousands of people are expected to greet Donald Trump in a roadshow before his arrival at the newly built Motera Stadium. He will also visit Sabarmati Ashram before heading towards the stadium. After Ahmedabad, the US president will travel to Agra to have a glimpse of the iconic Taj Mahal. His family will accompany him there. Both Ahmedabad and Agra are absolutely tacked up to welcome and host the President of the United States.
Well, I look forward to being with the people of India. We're going to have many millions and millions of people. It's a long trip, but I get along very well with the Prime Minister, Prime Minister Modi. He's a friend of mine. I committed to this trip a long time ago, and I look forward to going. We're taking, as you know, the First Lady's coming. Some of you are coming. I hear it's going to be a big event. Some people say the biggest event they've ever had in India. That's what the Prime Minister told me. This will be the biggest event they've ever had. So it's going to be very exciting. I'm going to be there one night. That's not too much. And then I'm stopping in South Carolina. We're doing a big rally. And then I'll be doing CPAC on Saturday. So there's not a lot of time for rest, I will say.
Let me now go across to Maushmi Singh, who is joining us early this morning from Ahmedabad. Sahil Joshi, my colleague, is also joining us from the Ahmedabad airport. Sahil, coming to you first. This is where the Trumps will get the first glimpse of India. Ivanka Trump has come before, but everybody else would be on their first visit to India. Just tell us, how are the security arrangements being done? Is Ahmedabad all set?
The day had just dawned in Ahmedabad, and Ahmedabad is set to welcome US President Donald Trump with his entourage, his delegation to India. And of course, Ahmedabad has already geared up. This is not for the first time. Ahmedabad will be welcoming some foreign guests, especially the head of the state. In the past as well, we have seen since 2014, Trump will be the fourth head of the state who will be visiting Ahmedabad. Let me just take you through the arrangements in the morning. As you can see that this is the airport circle, and I am standing exactly at the place from where the Trump will enter Ahmedabad and in India. And after that, Trump will be taken through this route to Sabarmati Ashram. If I can walk down a bit for you, I will be able to show you that what route he is going to take. So this is the route which Donald Trump and Melania Trump will be taking. This route goes to Sabarmati Ashram, where his first stop is going to be. From here, you can see at regular intervals, there are some stage which has been set up. The stage clearly shows the various cultural diversity of India. The people have already were already rehearsing it yesterday. It starts with Gujarat, of course, because this is the state of Gujarat, and this is the time when Narendra Modi can show the cultural diversity of the nation. So from here onwards, at various intervals, there will be different stage which will be set up. First it is Gujarat and then various states. There will be cultural performances while Trump will be passing through this place. At Sabarmati Ashram, he'll spend some time, and then from there at the Motera Stadium in Gandhinagar. The Motera Stadium is expected to see at least 1 lakh people, because that is the capacity of the stadium. It's not official opening of the stadium,
right?
But of course, this is the first big event the stadium will be hosting. It's going to be quite a big event, what Trump has been talking about. Of course, the numbers were somewhere goofed up, but of course, it's going to be quite a major event.
Okay.
As I said earlier, Ahmedabad has seen it in the past, but this time it will be a new guest. This is the circle which I was talking about. This is the circle where he will first enter in Ahmedabad. And as you can see, the national flags, Indian flag as well as the US flag is already flying high. People are waiting here. of course, the people, this is kind of a cultural event for Trump. This is an introduction of India for Donald Trump and the First Lady. That's what we can say at this point of time.
I can see those two giant cutouts of Donald Trump and Prime Minister Narendra Modi as well there. Maushmi, you've been reporting from Ahmedabad for the last 2 days, taking us to various performers, school children, those who are all lined up. Well, today will be the day of the performance for all those people. How are the people of Ahmedabad looking at it?
Kim Cho Ankit, a very good morning to all our viewers and you back there in the studio. And as you can see from Sahil's energy, is unstoppable. That's how infectious the energy here in Ahmedabad is. You know, rest assured he's had a lot of rotla and kakra and papra. And you know, we've seen a lot of suggestions coming from the citizens of Ahmedabad about what gifts the US President Donald Trump and the First Lady Melania Trump should get, what they should eat. But let me take you through the visuals of where we are. We are at Amul Dairy. You'll see the beast roll out here after it really lands at about 11:40, sorry, at Ahmedabad Airport. 12:30 they reach Sabarmati Ashram, and about a 4-kilometer stretch from the airport is where I am stationed. So we will get you the entire cavalcade. The India Today team is all set and ready. We're all action-packed, and you can see that lots of banners and posters, a lot of bonhomie, the body language, much reading into the body language will happen. We'll see the handshakes, the chuckles, the hugs, and the intriguing chemistry between the US President and Prime Minister Modi. Let me tell you that the entire cavalcade will move together. So remember that the beast is no less than a tank. It's a complete armored vehicle, and Prime Minister Narendra Modi will take that opportunity during that grand roadshow to, in fact, give every detail about Ahmedabad, about the glory and asmita of Gujarat, and that's one reason pepped up the Ahmedabad citizens.
Well, people of Ahmedabad, as Sahil was telling us, are quite used to state heads coming, in fact, ever since Prime Minister Narendra Modi has taken over as the Prime Minister of the country. But this seems to be, Vijay Rupani and his government has put a foot forward unlike any time before for Donald Trump. Many calling it his biggest election rally, possibly. I request both of you to stay on with me. We are also being joined by India Today's news director, Rahul Kamal, who is joining us, in fact, from the United States of America. Rahul, will it have an electoral impact? That is what a lot of people and experts in India are talking about. Is this a big electoral rally for Donald Trump? Back home, Indian American community could play a crucial role.
When we look at this big visit of the American president to India, we must consider that Donald Trump is doing something he publicly says he doesn't like doing. He hates long flights, especially for a short duration. He hates having to shake hands with too many people. This is also the times of the coronavirus. He is doing many things he's not fond of. He's doing it for various reasons, because he attaches a certain amount of significance to America's relationship with India, his personal friendship and chemistry with the Indian Prime Minister, and importantly, the Indian American community here in the United States. There are a handful of very crucial states where the Indian American community can, to a certain extent, determine what happens in November during the presidential elections. There's Michigan, there's Texas, there's Florida, where the Indian American community is present in fair numbers, and the gap in these states between the Democrats and the Republicans in the last elections was very, very narrow, very minor, very marginal, just about 1% odd. And therefore, if Donald Trump feels that he can swing the Indian American community away from the Democratic fold, which is where they've been typically and traditionally, into the Republican fold, that would be a big boost to his re-election prospects. So that will be the underlying message that Donald Trump will hope to send to his constituents here in the United States, that he's popular in India, and he'll hope to capitalize on that popularity which comes across on the streets of Ahmedabad and then in Delhi as well.
But the question would also be that could we be in fact rolling out only this, keeping in mind that Trump could be benefiting out of it? What is it that India is getting out of it? Will this visit end the trade deadlock between the two countries?
As far as the trade deal is concerned, Donald Trump himself has publicly said that a big trade deal is now more likely only after the presidential elections in November. There was some expectation that there may be a limited trade deal. At this moment, experts not very hopeful. There will be possibly some announcements in the defense sector. But that apart, on the issue of farm products and on the issue of dairy, there is a major logjam. But several of the experts we spoke to here at the Harvard Business School who look at the India-America relationship, also at the Kennedy School and also at MIT, their logic and focus really was that don't get obsessed with the wounds, don't get obsessed with the points of differences. Instead, step back and look at the areas where there can be some congruence. Look at advanced technologies, look also at areas of manufacturing where there aren't very clear and obvious differences between the positions of the Indian trade negotiators and those of the American trade negotiators. Try and move forward on areas where there is congruence and leave the areas of discord for a later time. Remember, the trade deal with China also took a long time coming, so this is not something that can happen instantaneously. There are deep entrenched political positions on both sides of this divide, so this will be a tough one to try and overcome.
All right, Rahul Kamal, thank you for joining us with all those details from United States of America. Now, during the roadshow of US President Donald Trump and Prime Minister Narendra Modi to the Motera Stadium, the two leaders will have short halt at Sabarmati Ashram, where they will have high tea. My colleague Maushmi Singh caught up with the chef who will be preparing the menu for this event.
It's as exclusive and as delicious and sumptuous as it can get, and you're looking at some of the most intriguing delicacies, not only Gujarati but also an apple pie, and executive chef Suresh Khanna is the one who's going to weave the magic and the aroma around it, because he's preparing a special menu for the US president when he visits the Sabarmati Ashram. That's right. So what is on the cards in the menu plate, sir?
Very good evening, madam. I have a very good menu for tomorrow. I have very nice khaman, this is steamed khaman, and apple pie. This is flavor of cinnamon. And on creativity, I have own creativity, broccoli and corn samosa. And kaju katli also.
That's the broccoli and corn samosa for you.
This is a khaman.
For you.
This is fortune cookies.
Fortune cookies. And
And
I'm going to take this apple pie home. that looks really tempting.
Thank you so much.
So, sir, why is your menu special? Why is your food special?
Because of Gujarat, I'm serving to Mr. Modi last 17, 18 years, and I served to Mr. Abdul Kalam also, and Dr. Pranab Mukherjee also.
Okay.
तो उनके लिए हमने बहुत ही अच्छा स्पेशल बनाया है कि आई वेरी गुड स्टीम खामन, क्योंकि मिस्टर डोनाल्ड ट्रम्प जो आ रहे हैं उनके लिए बहुत ही अच्छा बनाया है उनके लिए. दे लाइक steam food.
Right, and the exclusivity will be in the chai, because it's not going to be a normal chai. It will be a chai pe charcha with an adrak wali or a masala chai.
Yes. जब भी मोदी साहब आते हैं तो हम उनके लिए हमेशा स्पेशल उनके लिए मसाला चाय बनाते हैं, रेडीमेड चाय. He like only ready-made tea without sugar.
So you can hear that masala chai and a chai pe charcha is on the cards. Maushmi Singh with video journalist Sajid. This is Maushmi Singh signing off from Ahmedabad.